welcome back to another episode of Resident Evil 6. So, we defeated Leon's story. Let's see here. Let's go to the skills first. Now we can have different lists. So, in case you don't know, you can't just have like all of these be equipped. You only can do one or the other. So I can choose what abilities I technically want. I'm surprised how cheap that is. Or low money I have. And do chapter select. We're gonna do Chris's story. And start on chapter 1. We're gonna do our main man, Chris. I think I'm just gonna play as all the main characters, even though this one I'm probably going to highly regret. But we won't see that regret until the future. June 29th, 2013, Eastern Europe.
Another round.
Hard to find a good steak around here. Not like back home.
Fill her up.
You've had enough.
Listen, sweetheart. You're here to pour drinks and look pretty. So how about you shut your mouth?
How about you get the hell out of my bar?
Nowhere to go.
Ej, dama vas je zamolila da odete. I said she asked you to leave.
Never thought I'd find Chris Redfield wasting away in a shithole like this.
Who the hell are you?
Piers. Piers Nibbins?
Never heard of you.
How about this? You heard of this?
What is that?
You really don't remember anything, do you? Bioterrorism. You can't hide from your past, Chris. No matter where you go or what you do.
Who are you? What is this?
Okay. You don't remember me? Well, how about then? Look. I said look! Those were your men. Men who died under your command. You owe it to them to remember, Chris. If you walk away now, then this was all for nothing! Enough! Damn it. 6 months of searching for you. And this is what I find.
Yes,
Yeah. It's where you belong. Everyone's waiting.
everyone.
We're taking you back, Captain. One way or another.
We're gonna force you to work again.
I can't keep running away. I have to face the truth. Accept responsibility. That's the only way I'll ever remember. The only way I'll get my life back.
HQ to Alpha Team. No change to your mission. Suppress the bioterror outbreak while proceeding to Point Ace of Spades.
Roger that. Preparing to drop on the 8 o'clocks. We'll make our way to the Ace of Spades to find those UN workers.
So one thing you're going to definitely see in this playthrough, other than like Leon's, the game will drastically change. And I'm not saying lightly, or like over exaggerating. This game changes entirely for not only for Chris's campaign, but for the rest. Basically playing like Leon's is like just a remembrance of what the old series used to be. This is where Resident Evil 6 fully becomes itself.
We've encountered hostiles at Diamond 3.
And is also probably the main reason why Resident Evil 6 is not as liked as like all the rest. Again, whenever I played it, I kind of enjoyed it. It wasn't the greatest. It was like an okay game. I don't think it's should be as hated as it was, but if you play the older games first, I think I would have understand a lot better.
The BSAA has arrived on the scene. Excuse me, can I get a comment, please? Excuse me. Is this outbreak related to the situation back in the States? Is the BSAA involved there as well?
Look at this.
Come on, target is ahead.
So we pretty much start very early on into the action.
Son of a...
Alpha Team, switch course from Route 4 to Route 9er. Head to the destination through the building in the 6 of clubs.
And if you're confused what I mean, Leon's story is kind of like on a halfway point, while Chris is like in the beginning and near the end. I know it's a weird thing to say, but it's true. Oh, I never noticed that they have bullets flying, but there's no enemies. Probably could have just stabbed that, but whatever.
HQ, we're currently engaged with hostiles at the Four of Hearts. It's not looking good. Requesting immediate backup. Copy that. HQ to Charlie. Assist Bravo at the Four of Hearts.
They're killing unarmed civilians. They're gonna really love us.
I'm on it.
It's healing itself.
Copy that. Proceed with extreme caution.
And right there's the main difference. But in case you don't fully get it yet, just wait. You'll see more here soon.
Move, move, move!
That's not good.
Okay, I get the helicopter. Oh, that's because I have to fully finish.
This mess.
Alpha Team, proceed along Route 9er. Take a back alley to get to the Ace of Spades.
Captain, you remember anything yet?
Still trying to wrap my head around what I'm seeing here.
I like how they bring in a soldier that has like considerable amount of memory loss into the battlefield.
You know, I figured you'd be a little rusty. It looks like all that training's kicking right in.
Can the chatter. You ready? All clear.
Are you seeing the difference?
I'm on it. I'm on it.
All clear.
Echo to HQ. We can't hold them off. Retreating from Diamond 3. HQ to Echo. Requesting immediate status update. What's going on? We're overwhelmed. There's just too many of them. We got no choice. We have to fall back.
Oh. Okay, let's go. You gotta help him, or? There you go. Oh.
All clear.
So, in case you haven't noticed, I'm gonna finally say what they
Stay here
did.
and tend to the wounded.
HQ, Alpha Team reporting. I got 4 of us heading along Route 9.
Okay, so in case you don't fully know, there hasn't been a single zombie. This game becomes a full-on shooter. You know, shooting around corners and whatnot. If you haven't noticed, you're able to do that even with Leon. But at least you were able to fight zombies or zombie-like enemies. Kind of the usual stuff we have played for like years of Resident Evil. in Resident Evil 6, they only do that for Leon, almost like a homage.
Enemy
But
sighted!
for
Find cover! I don't want anyone charging in. Just hunker down and take the target.
We've just received reports that hostiles are gathering around Mosulon. Proceed with caution.
I was hoping to use that, but I guess I couldn't. Why can't I use it? That's why. So now do you get it? So this game became like a full-on shooter, and like Leon's is like more like a homage of what the game naturally was, like the series. But this full-on goes away from it and becomes a full-on shooter. Yeah, so for me, I never knew the series anyway, like back then, so I didn't really know what they changed. Because to me, this is like, oh, this is Resident Evil. But I did notice the weird gameplay shift and like pretty much for Leon's. Because the rest of the characters are naturally like this. Ada's like a weird mix of zombie and shooter. That's my best way of putting that series. Oh, here's the door. But yeah, so say goodbye to zombies. They're no longer a thing. I don't even think Sherry has any. I'm not too sure. Can't remember awfully too well.
HQ to Alpha. We've lost contact with the recon unit. Proceed with extreme caution.
You know what's funny? I always took like the body disappearing thing as like of two things. And oh, he's a double one.
Still neutralizing hostiles in 4 parts with Charlie team. They've taken heavy casualties.
But I always took the body disappearing as two
Sending
things.
medics your way.
A lazy method to get rid of enemies, like bodies, so it's not like overly populating the screen and causing like, you know, lag, which is smart. But also a way to I think actually in a weird way, effective way, because you could take it like this. So people can't take the corpses and then figure out how to cure it. The body dissolves, so there's nothing left to test. I kind of thought like that too. I kind of think of it a neat idea. Like, well, you can't test to cure it if there's nothing left. See ya.
HQ to Alpha team. That tenement building up ahead is the Ace of Spades. The UN staff that have been taken hostage are inside. Proceed with extraction.
Not to sound rude or annoying, but I never really got the point of this mission. Especially when you actually pay attention to like the story. Like, why do this? Because out of all things, this is really not that important.
We've encountered a Type 5 mutation. Wings. Great.
I totally understand that reaction. You really don't want your enemies flying. Chris's ultimate punch. It can move boulders. To think that though, like, he can punch boulders and make them move. You know how painful that has to be?
Charlie to HQ. We've regrouped and are awaiting new orders. Things aren't going too well over at the Three of Diamonds. They need you down there. Roger that.
What is that sound? Is there an enemy in here? Wait. I think there's an enemy stuck in there. Whatever. I don't need to kill him.
Roger. Captain!
I guess the muscle memory saved me there. Hey, Pierce! I'm taking a little fire here. I saved your ass. You want to return the favor?
Can I not annoyingly lose health that I can't control, please? Okay, I am literally spamming square now. Spears, please. Thank you.
I'm gonna need a hand here. Make your way back to me ASAP.
We'll radio HQ for backup. You two proceed to the Ace of Spades.
Roger.
Where the hell do they keep coming from? Pierce, can I get some cover?
No problem, Captain.
Again, this game ain't too bad. It's just the fact that it really does push away from what Resident Evil 6 or Resident Evil was supposed to be. Which is why I'm excited once I beat this, I'll be hanging on to 7 and 8. And if we're lucky, who knows when Resident Evil 9 will come out.
HQ to Bravo. Alpha needs to move out to Ace of Spades. Can you relieve them? Coming in from the 4 Marks. En route to assist.
think that damage increase is really helping out. Which I definitely don't mind.
Roger.
I don't know why I was on the other side there for a second. That was weird.
HQ to Alpha Team. You're almost at the Ace of Spades.
Hooray.
God damn it, an RPG! Bravo to HQ! We're taking some major heat over here! I don't think we'll make it in time to relieve Alpha! HQ here, copy that.
Guess it's just the two of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say it earlier, and I don't think I got the chance to. But if you notice on how these enemies work, which is kind of cool, if you shoot them in specific body parts, sometimes they'll like transform. Like earlier, the reason why there was a flying enemy was because I shot him in the legs, causing them to lose them, so he transformed into a flying enemy. I shoot them in the arm, then they get that arm mutation. It's quite neat actually on how it works. It's going to evolve further later on because, you know, somehow they have to keep the same enemy shooting enemy updated, which is kind of why sometimes I think it's a bit lazy, but in the same time kind of intelligent. It's like a weird mix of intelligent slash laziness. I think it's also why certain games, even at this time when this came out, did a lot worse
Copy that.
than like their older counterparts.
Bravo
Because
team has been dispatched to assist with search and rescue. Stand by for instructions.
Good. I needed a break.
Damn
there
it.
you go.
We've been spotted. They're right on top of us.
HQ to Bravo team. Alpha team surrounded by hostiles. Get to the Ace of Spades on the double.
Stay out.
Alpha team, this is Bravo. We're moving as fast as we can. Keep your panties on, everyone.
Alpha team here. Roger that. We'll do what we can until you get here.
So, one thing you have to notice about games back then, because now it's like the same thing, it's just evolved to something else. Where back then it became like every game had to be a shooter, freaking every character had to be super edgy and cool and whatnot. Like, it was like overly cool, which sometimes it wasn't too bad. Sometimes you got really interesting, neat characters, and mostly everyone just felt the damn same. And nowadays, not to sound old, but I will sound old no matter what. It's all about live service, battle passes, battle royale. Even though I think that's starting to slowly phase out, it's just mostly now just a live service issue.
Where the hell's that backup?
Which, funny enough, I played like so many different types of battle royales. Some neat, some not so much. But, you know, it's a mixed bag always. There you go.
Bravo team, weapons hot. Don't leave any Guamos standing.
Finally.
Choose your target. Let's finish this.
Oh, he hit me from under the stairs. Because of course, why not? But yeah, that's just how games are. You know, I saw recently
All BOWs have been eliminated.
there was talks about, because PlayStation has been getting rid of a whole bunch of live service games all of a sudden, because I think they personally somewhat realize that they're not going to work, but they're going to still keep trying because that's how businesses are. And I think it was called Blue Point or something like that, and they announced that they were taking down a game
We have your mission brief.
that
Rescue the hostages on the 1st and 7th floors, then get out of the building. As soon as all teams are clear, we will commence bombing.
okay. So, like I was saying, that they announced a game that they were no longer making. And you know what it was? A live service God of War. Just to let you know, I've only played like God of War 3 of the old stuff, but I played like the newer God of War and God of War Ragnarok. And I absolutely love the two games. I love the first one, absolutely love the second. Oh, new mutation. And hearing that they were planning on making a live service, I was appalled. I'm like, why? How? And it's like, they better not have been planning, because they did a whole ending point, and I have a feeling they were going to try to use that as a way to keep it going, in order to use the live service. Or they would have to go back in time, which either way, I think would just ruin the story. That's what happens with most of these live service games. Like they'll try to use like other series, because it's like, oh, because they're series names, this will get us money no matter what. Because the fans will be so blind to it, they won't think about like, wow, this is terrible. You know? It's like, oh, it's a new one from our favorite loved series. Just so you know, if they added like, they've already had like kind of like live service Kingdom Hearts stuff, but if I think it was more, they done it somewhat more tasteful ways. I think if they were trying to do something else that just makes no sense, I don't know how I feel. Yeah. Trust me, Kingdom Hearts ain't perfect. Yeah. I'm not afraid to say that. But the thing is, it's ridiculous half the time though, with these live service games, and they expect them to work, and then when they don't, it's like, well, I don't know why, you know, we lost a whole bunch of money, and they'll point fingers at a whole bunch of other things. But the thing is, it's like, no one asked for this. So it's like the same thing. You hear the business hears big words, and they make it. Which is why I'm also sad that Dead Space 2 is not going to get a remake, because EA saw that the first remake didn't do as well, but it did as well as the original. They were expecting it to do even better. That was the issue. They were expecting it to triple or double, which I get it, you know, have high prospects on it, but I think personally, Dead Space 2 was going to be the real money grabber. And they halted that. Which I think is absolutely insane.
The hostages are just up ahead of you. Eliminate the hostiles in there and get those people out of there.
Here's Roger. Alpha here. Roger that. We're going for it. Alpha to HQ, 7th floor hostage secured.
There you
Where's
go.
the other hostage?
Laura Barker, you need to move quickly. All hostages on the top floor are secured. I'm leaving the building now.
I don't know. Sorry to complain about, like, you know, stuff like an old person, but I don't know. Sometimes, even back then, I thought games were dumb and derivative at times. And I still feel like that now. I hate complaining about stuff most of the time. And acting like that will really change much of anything, which it really won't, but... What I've been hearing, though, which I'm actually quite worried about, because I absolutely love physical media. I like having things physically. I do have stuff digitally, but usually it's like stuff that either I can't easily get or I don't mind getting digitally. So I'm not... Well, I'm actually still fully against it, no matter what. But I saw something about maybe Sony getting rid of, like, or stopped manufacturing discs and whatnot, or like our players, or something like that. I can't fully remember what. And it's like, it's coming to that age of the whole digital future. The issue with digital media, though, which has been shown countless times again and again, is that dude, you were right next to him. Why didn't you help him? Nice. Is that they can take it away at any time. Even GTA has done this. You know, where... Because, like, they brought out the new, like, trilogy, which I was excited for that, but then... Luckily, I decided to wait, because I'm not, like, a crazy, Rockstar fan. So I don't mind waiting. I'll probably even wait when GTA 6 comes out. And I'll get it later, even if maybe it does bad, because there'll be a new, like, you know, entry to the series. But... digital, or like what I was saying, they got rid of the originals, so you couldn't use those anymore, so you had to get the new ones, which I think is ridiculous. And then what happens? The new version's terrible. I don't know how bad it is now, because I know they've done fixes. It had to have gotten better.
Alpha to HQ, 8th floor hostage secured.
It'd be insane that it somehow did not get better. But still, yeah.
There's one more on the first floor.
That brings up a good point, though. Is just that they take it away and then you have a worser version. Sometimes, I don't know. But the thing is, what I worry about is that at any point they can get rid of the old, so you have to buy new. With physical media, there's no way they can take that away from you. Unless they come to your house directly and take it away. They have no way to take it from you. The only issue technically now is that because with these live service games, even though you can play them single player offline for most of them, because they know forcing only multiplayer is a bad idea.
Delta 1 to HQ.
Is that
All
they
hostages on the
don't
15th
want
floor secured.
to give
Leaving the building
out on
now.
it, because that means technically
Okay,
they can't
that
be
just leaves
doing all
us.
these other things. I don't know. It's terrible. As much as I have played Suicide Squad. I decided not to do a series of it, even though I probably should have, but I decided not to. This is my opinion. No, I did not like a lot of the things in it, but I did like it a bit. It's a very okay game, even though one thing's for sure. Oh, there we go.
I can get through the ceiling.
It's very... You do the same thing over and over and over again. And that I don't like.
I'm on it.
I feel like even Batman Arkham Knight, even though... Or the Batman Arkham games, even though those are very much the same, at least the enemies feel like they evolve and actually change.
I'm on it.
Like for... Here's a good example. In Batman Arkham City, because Asylum is pretty much the same all the way through, is that you have the basic enemy, then there's armored, then they get a knife, there's batons, so you have to jump over or electrocute them. Then you have shields, which you have to cape and then freaking beat up. You see what I'm getting at here? Even though they're very similar, there's a lot of differences. They actually do change. And because of that, they don't feel the same. In Suicide Squad, an enemy that shoots is just an enemy that shoots, no matter how fast they move. Because they also try adding like a fast one,
Kinda getting the feeling we're not welcome here.
and it doesn't really work in my opinion. I don't know. It's another one of those things where it's not that bad, but it's not great. And then here's the battle pass then. So because I beat the main story and how they decided to do it is that you have to level up in the battle pass to a certain rank so you can actually finish it and then move on to the next episode. They only had 3 new missions, and only one of them I think is good enough to get enough levels. So because of that, I have to do the same level multiple times just to make progress, which makes it incredibly boring because I'm doing the same thing over and over again. I also played all the different characters and tried out their stuff. They're actually quite different and unique, which is quite nice. But I think one of the main issues is that they can get kind of stale. I don't know. Because it's all shooty. My favorite is using the shark. I like his movement the most. I like him the most as a character. There are some funny lines throughout the game. I don't like Harley's movement, even though it does remind me a bit of, you know, the usual Batman way, but the Arkham style. But I don't know. Sometimes it feels messy and then inaccurate. So half the time I'm getting stuck trying to either get somewhere or just moving forward. And it halts the fight. Deadshot's pretty good. Boomerang is very basic, and not as it's really a bad thing to be basic, but sometimes it becomes too simple. I don't know. Each character definitely has their uniqueness. They're definitely not too similar, which is nice. Because if they felt similar, then what's the point of playing other ones? What I do hate though is that their levels aren't together.
HQ here, copy that.
So I can't just switch to them and they're like equally leveled. I have to play them all and get them up to speed, which really sucks and really drags the gameplay. One thing that new games did, even like Syndicate, had the feature where
Alpha is still on premises. Bombing will start once they're clear.
even Assassin's Creed Syndicate had the feature of making sure that your characters were not in separate levels.
I'm going in. Ready?
Pierce, come on, she's gonna die if you don't hurry. Totally just shot her, but whatever.
First floor hostage secured.
Copy that, Alpha. Now clear out of there.
I'm in HQ. All hostages are okay. Alpha team is clear.
Copy that. Commencing with bombing.
Aren't you gonna leave the building? You could have said that while leaving.
Shit, we're trapped. What the hell do we do now?
I don't know.
HQ to Alpha. You can get out on the 3rd floor. There's a balcony on the west side of the building. Get moving.
But in my opinion, Suicide Squad ain't too bad. I'm gonna try to actually fully beat it, so I'm gonna try to kill all the
We
Brainiacs.
don't want to be here when those birds show up.
But I don't know. I think the game could have been great. I think the live service is what truly did kill it, though.
Guess they don't care that we're still in here.
It's not personal. You know the mission takes priority.
Oh, stairs. That's right,
This
third
building
floor.
isn't gonna last long.
The place is falling apart.
Hurry! Here, go around it!
Come on. Look how synchronized we are. Except for Pierce. He's delaying. See you, Pierce. Oh, never mind. I have to wait for you. Damn, that was cool. We've seen those before.
Captain.
I think he remembers. Alright. I know we have a decent amount of time left, but I think I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you enjoyed it like I did, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.